In other news, the federal government has called on governments to make swift progress on taking forward climate action and finalizing the rulebook of the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. Minister of State for the Environment and head of Nigeria's delegation, Ibrahim Usman Jibril, made a call at a joint high-level segment of the United Nations Climate Conference, which ended yesterday. The 23rd session of the Conference of Parties, COP23, attracted ministers from around the world and about 25 heads of state and government. Jibril, who supported the call from the African member states on climate change actions, said upscaling funding to address the impacts of climate change and finance adaptation and mitigation measures is of high priority to Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria, on the other hand, has hailed the recent global endorsement of its fight against terrorism as contained in the 2017 Global Terrorism Index of the Institute for Economics and Peace. In a statement in Abuja on Sunday, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, expressed delight at the report, which shows that the largest decrease in terrorism deaths globally occurred in Nigeria, where Boko Haram deaths attributed to Boko Haram fell by 80% in 2016. The minister said it is also encouraging that for the second year, the total number of deaths is down with a 13%, with 4 of the 5 countries most affected by terrorism: Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Nigeria, recording 33% fewer deaths. He said the progress that has been made by Nigeria in the fight against terrorism since President Muhammadu Buhari assumed office in 2015 was duly acknowledged. A trade delegation from Morocco is currently in the country to meet with government officials at both the state and national levels. Director General, Moroccan Center for Export Promotion, Zara Maafiri, on Sunday said her center is willing and ready to establish and strengthen business, investment and trading relations with Nigeria. She said Nigeria is an important partner for Morocco as it had a dynamic and vibrant economy. Senate President Bukola Saraki has described the rate of human trafficking and illegal migration by some Nigerians as a threat to national security that requires urgent response. A statement by his chief press secretary on Sunday said the Senate President made the remarks at a meeting with the Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP. The statement noted that in view of the bad image being created for the country and the overall security implications posed by the illegal migrants and victims of trafficking, the Senate would support the federal government and NAPTIP to work out a cohesive and comprehensive national response to the twin evil. He stated that human trafficking and illegal migration activities had reached crisis proportions in the country with severe implications for national security. Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara and the Edo State Governor Godwin Obasike will lead the Nigerian delegation to Italy to discuss women empowerment and the fight against human trafficking. According to a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the Speaker on Media and Public Affairs, Turaki Hassan, the Nigerian delegation is billed to attend the conference on the invitation of the Italian Parliament, who are seeking partnership with Nigeria to stem human trafficking, especially the increasing number of Nigerian citizens that enter Italy every year. The visit is coming on the heels of the death of 26 Nigerian women in the Mediterranean Sea who lost their lives while trying to cross to Europe. The Director General of National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, Julie Oka Donnelly, is also expected to join the delegation. And now to special stories now. The need for government to make available well-equipped first aid vans at strategic points on the highways has been stressed. Speaking on measures on how to reduce road accident casualties in the country, some Nigerians urged government to also make it possible that hospitals take emergency cases more seriously.
Want to take patients to the hospital, who takes care of the bills? That's usually the question. Not to now talk of the complication that comes with reporting to the police, having not to be wrongly accused for such. So I think the problems are multifaceted, of which government has the biggest role to play.
Seriously, I don't like the way the nurses and the medical personnel do treat accident victims whenever they are being brought up to the hospital. And I saw an accident victim and I tried to pick him up to the hospital. Instead of to attend to me, they will ask me to go and bring a police report or a policeman that will come before they will start doing anything to that patient. Seriously, the government should really address that issue. They should first of all help the patient first before they start thinking about either police report or go and pay for car or any other thing. I think the government should really address that issue, and I think that will help us. And we, the passers-by, whenever we see any accident victim, and that's what's making some of us scared. Whenever you pass by, then you see somebody injured on the road because of the way they harassment in the hospital, somebody will just ignore and go, and then before you know, that person will die.
Government should also provide a first aid in the hospitals and clinics to help treat them.
The federal government has machineries they put in place, like the Federal Road Safety Commission. But the problem is, are they properly funded? Like, if you see a normal road safety ambulance, what are the equipments inside the ambulance? I've had the experience where there was an accident and then I'll give it to them, they were there on time, the road safety ambulance. But the problem was there was nothing inside the ambulance. It was just a stretcher. That's 5 minutes from the point of accident to the hospital is enough to save a life. So the federal government should look into emergency wards also. When you get to the emergency wards, what are the response of the officials of the hospital? How fast are they to react? So there should be a mode of operation for the emergency wards where the accident victims are given priority no matter the situation. They must be attended to first, save life first. I believe that's what doctors sign when they take their oath of office.
So it's additional about the special number. I know whether it's 211 or 212. People don't even know about the number. If it should be a free toll number, so even if you don't see there is something that can happen, and if you don't have credit, if it's a free toll, you can easily call.
November 19 is marked as World Remembrance Day for Road Traffic Victims. The importance of hygienic toilets lies in an effort to prevent diseases which can be transmitted through human waste. World Health Organization (WHO) estimates that up to 5 million people die each year from preventable waterborne diseases due to inadequate sanitation. Most of the affected are young children below the ages of 5 and women and girls. In this interview, Human Rights Radio Abuja takes a look at availability of toilet facilities in Nigeria.
Government supposed to provide their toilets. Because if you come for this Jesus Avenue and they say, man, no toilets, they no get toilets. Even if maybe a visitor, toilet begin to worry you. Now inside bush you go enter because there is no toilets here. So government supposed to provide their toilets, at least public toilets for people here. Government have to take action. Then those people will build house when no get toilets. Those people where they go inside bush also, you can contact disease there.
I've made some observation earlier on, like in the town where I walk around Mabushi area. When you're walking along the street, defecation everywhere, you can't even perceive good air. And then I want the government to put this small public toilet around the area so that even though you want to urinate, you can just go by there and then put somebody there who can be maintaining that area. And then in our areas here, I should bring out a plan. Whenever a landlord wants to build a house, they should give him a plan. You must make sure you provide a place for a toilet. In my area, seriously, people do defecate in a nylon and then throw it at the back of a window. You can't open your window. You can't perceive good fresh air, and that's a disease to our health. So if the government will do that, bring out a strategic plan that will make landowners, before you build a house, you must bring out the plan, and the government must see the plan. You must make provision for a very comfortable toilet before they will approve you. With the tenant also, we should also confirm where we are renting. If there's no good toilet, seriously, you should not rent.
The government, they have to come in, enforce and ensure that the landlord or the landladies, they have toilets, make provision for it. The people renting the accommodation should ensure that those things are there before paying.
November 19 is set aside globally to mark World Toilet Day. The day is also all about inspiring action to tackle the global sanitation crisis, as some reports said 4.5 billion people live without a household toilet that safely disposes of their waste. The people of Piba Sama community, suburb of Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, says though they live in Nigeria's capital city, they lack all the basic social amenities needed for good life. When Human Rights Radio visited the community, the people were quick to ask for government attention to their difficulties.
The constant light. We don't have good road. We don't have water. We suffer to fresh water. Like now, we have a gallon, 30 naira. So we suffer a lot about water. If there is no light, we really suffer about water. We pay revenue every year, and they promise all time with time that they are going to give us road that links to Chafi, and they only the one that say that Apokareshi road. I have never seen nothing like that. It is up to 8 years that I'm hearing about Apokareshi road. I've never seen something like that. So we need government to come to our aid. We are suffering so much about road. We don't have any good road in this place.
I want government to help these people. Summer.
You can see the state of the road is very poor. In addition to that, there is no water supply from government, and the light is so epileptic. The power supply is very poor. So the government can come out to our aid in terms of bringing good roads and electricity as well as water supply. Then we appreciate. And then secondary school is not within this area. The nearest government secondary school is at a poor resettlement. And children coming from Waru and villages behind them, they find it so difficult to come all this way. So if government can establish secondary school and good health facilities, we appreciate.
This place, we don't have government water, and we are facing a lot of challenges here. This road and NEPA bill is too high. A lot of people are not paying.
We carry our phone to work place to charge, and sometimes we can't be able to charge it. We still bring it back home. So if there's lights and road, place from there, gradually maybe somebody, rich man, can come and develop the place by digging borehole.
We'll take a short break now, but please do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Your right, my right, our rights. Everybody's right is protected. Human Rights Radio 101.1, redefining broadcasting.
Welcome back. On the foreign scene, Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe is facing impeachment after he called on his people to move forward instead of announcing his resignation as president. The state television broadcast baffled viewers as he was expected to make a resignation announcement on Sunday after meeting with army generals following his dismissal as leader of the ruling ZANU-PF party. He defied ZANU-PF and thousands of protesters by pledging to preside over the party's next Congress in December after he was told he had until noon local time on Monday to step down as president or face impeachment proceedings as early as Tuesday. Mugabe acknowledged a range of concerns in his speech but made no mention of his own position following an apparent coup by the army earlier in the week. He said the events of the last few days were not a threat to the constitution or his authority as head of state of that country. And in sports, Nigeria's under-20 women's team, the Super Falconets, have booked the place in the final qualifying round for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup following a 5-1 win against Morocco at the Samuel Ogbomedia Stadium, Benin, on Saturday. Chris Danjama's ladies, who were held to a 1-1 draw in the first leg a fortnight ago, booked the ticket on the 6-2 aggregate scoreline. The game was delayed due to heavy downpour at the venue, and the match commissioner contemplated postponing it to Sunday before the decision was later made to let the game go ahead. The Falconets will face South Africa in the final qualifying round. The FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup will be staged in France in 2019. Meanwhile, football fans in Morocco are happy that they are not placed in the same group with Nigeria following the draw for the African Nations Championship in Rabat on Friday. The hosts are in Group A with Mauritania, Guinea and Sudan, while Nigeria will face Rwanda, Libya and Equatorial Guinea in Group C. Supporters of the Atlas Lions are said to be happy to avoid Nigeria, who they believe is one of the favorites to win the competition. CHAN will run in 4 Moroccan cities from January 13 to February 4, 2018. That's the news this hour, but we'd like to remind you that Nigeria has called for rapid progress on climate action at COP20. Federal government hails global endorsement of Nigeria's fight against terrorism. Senate President Bukola Saraki condemns human trafficking as Dogara Obaseki led Nigerian delegation to Italy. And in sports, Falconets trash Morocco 5-1 advance in under-20 Women World Cup qualifiers. That's the news, but you can continue to follow us on our social media. Facebook is Human Rights Radio 101.1 FM. You can also tweet at us at HRights Radio. Thank you for listening. My name is Oikeke Igado Kure.
Kana so ka san kina so ki san labarai da batutuwa da dumi su da ke faruwa a masana'antar Kannywood ta fina-finan Hausa game da taurari a fina-finan na Hausa da ma jaruman mawakan Hausa da har ma da dukkanin wani mai ruwa da tsaki a harkar ta fina-finan Hausa kama daga darakta, producer ko cameraman ne har ma da lightman masu haska wuta da kuma masu make-up gwanaye na ado. To kawai kasance da gidan rediyon kare haƙƙin jama'a na Human Rights Radio akan mita 101.1 a kowace rana ta Litinin daga misalin karfe 1 rana zuwa karfe 2. Shirin 'yan fim da fina-finai na Human Rights Radio mita 101.1 don haskaka duniyar Kannywood. Human Rights Radio. Shin kana so ka san kina so san labarai da batutuwa da dumi su da ke faruwa a masana'antar Kannywood ta fina-finan Hausa game da taurari a fina-finan na Hausa da ma jaruman mawakan Hausa da har ma da dukkanin wani mai ruwa da tsaki a harkar ta fina-finan Hausa kama daga darakta, producer ko cameraman ne har ma da lightman masu haska wuta da kuma masu make-up gwanaye na ado. To kawai kasance da gidan rediyon kare haƙƙin jama'a na Human Rights Radio akan mita 101.1 a kowace rana ta Litinin daga misalin karfe 1 rana zuwa karfe 2. Shirin 'yan fim da fina-finai na Human Rights Radio mita 101.1 don haskaka duniyar Kannywood.
My country people, I throwaway salute come reach una for this beautiful day wey Baba God dey allow all of us see. This na talk camp for your language. Our Oyinbo people talk say unity in diversity focuses on the existence of unity even after lots of differences of culture, religious and social beliefs. No be small thing o. Nigeria na country wey God don bless with different boku languages, and then talk say we get over 520 languages where we dey speak for this our Nigeria. My people, which one you follow join body? You sabi speak your language, abi English don sama your brain? Oh yeah, make una follow call. Make you tell us where you dey from and the language where you dey speak. Make una speak that language, no use English mix am o. If you do am, na oyo be your case. Talk am for your language. Na the ogbonge program wey go showcase the plenty languages wey full ground for Naija with ordinary president on Human Rights Radio 101.1. Make sure say you follow body.
Human Rights Radio.
My name is Femi Adeshino, Special Advisor to the President. I'm proud to identify with Human Rights Radio. I'm glad that this station has time like this on the administration, President, and respect. Human Rights Radio 101, redefining.
Human Rights.
Shin kana so ka san kina so ki san labarai da batutuwa da dumi su da ke faruwa a masana'antar Kannywood ta fina-finan Hausa game da taurari a fina-finan na Hausa da ma jaruman mawakan Hausa da har ma da dukkanin wani mai ruwa da tsaki a harkar ta fina-finan Hausa kama daga darakta, producer ko cameraman ne har ma da lightman masu haska wuta da kuma masu make-up gwanaye na ado. To kawai kasance da gidan rediyon kare haƙƙin jama'a na Human Rights Radio akan mita 101.1 a kowace rana ta Litinin daga misalin karfe 1 rana zuwa karfe 2. Shirin 'yan fim da fina-finai na Human Rights Radio mita 101.1 don haka kana so ka san kana so ki san labarai da batutuwa da dumudumin su da ke faruwa a masana'antar Kannywood ta fina-finan Hausa game da taurari a fina-finan na Hausa da ma jaruman mawakan Hausa da har ma da dukkan